Before today's episode, just a special thanks from Ray to everybody that got the special announcement on this podcast or on the email list and downloaded the new book Up From Hanging Dog on Kindle for free this past week. And Ray wanted to say he would not be mad at all if you happen to leave a nice 5-star rating on Amazon. You can still get Up From Hanging Dog at the very reasonable sum of $6.99 just by going to raybrodgers.com/up. And now, on with the episode. Depression Baby. Stories about growing up in Appalachia and other things too. With my dad, Ray B. Rogers.
On August 16th, 1929, I came into this world kicking and screaming. I reckon that made me a depression baby.
Depression Baby is a World Songs media production. Brought to you by Depression Baby the Book, available in Kindle, paperback, and hardcover, and now audiobook at raybrodgers.com.
Mark Twain and Mary Jane and the Messy Mallards. When the twins were about 6 or 7 years old, someone gave us 3 mallard ducks. These are the kind where the male has a green head, but the females are not dressed quite so handsomely. The 3 of us went to our generous neighbor's house to carry home the ducks. Mark and Jane carried the ducks and I carried the drake. Now these ducks were dressed like Daisy and Donald Duck in that they wore no breeches. Minnie and Mickey Mouse are always clothed. Well, when we got about halfway home, the ducks just couldn't hold it any longer. They just let it all loose on poor Jane and Mark. They were real little troopers. We just did some temporary cleanup, they hugged those ducks to their chest, and home we trudged. Shortly afterwards, the 2 ducks disappeared, but Dad and I found them both sitting on the same nest. Later, 22 baby ducklings hatched out on Easter morning. It was quite a sight to see 2 mother ducks with 22 little ducklings following behind in a line. We joked that we had so many ducks that it took a half hour for them to pass a given point. Soon we were having more duck dinners than a Mandarin Chinese restaurant. We took the remaining ducks with us when we moved from Jupiter, yes, that is where we lived, far out, to Waynesville. Another hatching occurred there, and someone stepped on the bill of one duckling. He grew up with a deformed bill. We felt sorry for him, and he was spoiled rotten by us, a real pet. He was protective of his territory and would chase people who did not belong out of our yard. We not only ate ducks, but also duck eggs, which were slightly larger than hen eggs. I gathered them from along the creek banks. Yes, we had ducks in our family for many years, thanks to 2 plucky little kids named Mark Twain and Mary Jane. And we never could get those mallards to wear breeches. And Walt Disney didn't have any better luck with Donald and Daisy Duck.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this episode of Depression Baby. And if you did, my dad has one important request. If this podcast brought a little smile to your day, would you please consider right now subscribing for free to the podcast and kindly leaving a nice 5-star rating and review on iTunes. You can make the difference in getting Depression Baby in front of a wider audience and help preserve this disappearing legacy. If you need any help with how to subscribe to the podcast, just go to raybrodgers.com and look for the podcast tab on the main menu. Thanks to our audio and musical contributors, including our friend Lobo Loco. You can find out more about him and all the rest of the music and audio in the show notes at, you guessed it, raybrodgers.com. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time on the Depression Baby Podcast.